Hey Froggy friends, Kirostyle here, and welcome to A Year in Review 2023. Thank you so much for watching this video. At the end of every year, I usually make a video that recaps the previous year and looks back on what we've accomplished, and it's time to look back on 2023 and see how far we've come. And here's some artwork from Haribo Chase. You might recognize I used it on my start and end screens for a portion of this year. I really like this artwork. It was completed in time for around my birthday, and I really look up to Haribo Chase. I really like how Kiro looks in their style, so I'm really grateful for this piece of work. It's really, really nice. So let's start by looking at the games that we played this year. Now, when I first started streaming in 2021, I was doing one game a month. So 12 months, 12 games. Usually I would play a game, and then at the end of the month, I would finish it, and then I would just take a break until the next month and then start another game. So it was a good way to kind of start off and pace myself and not take on too much when I was still learning. And then during my second year, 2022, I played about 23 games on stream. This year, we played like 40 plus games on stream, including things we did on other people's channels and re-releases and expansions from games from last year. So we did a lot this year. Like, we played a lot more of the short games. I tried to slip in a couple short games between every, big games that we would usually play, because I usually do long format games. And a lot of them were games that I really want to share with you guys, games that I've played before that have like an interesting narrative or interesting gameplay or nice music that I want to share with you guys. So we did cover a lot this year. And like, I also did a lot more editing of my videos too. So for the long streams, I would break them up into shorter videos to post on YouTube, or for the short games, I would break them up into smaller digestible pieces and post them up as segments on YouTube. So I did a lot more of that as well. Now, 2023 was a great year for games, I think. So the games that are highlighted in red are new releases for 2023. So Umineko, Questions Arc, was carried over for the previous year because we did finish it. Of course, it's a very long visual novel, so that was carryover. We started off the year strong with our Jackbox party, and then we played Octopath 1 to get ready for Octopath 2. In the meantime, Fire Emblem Engage came out, which is also a good game. Resident Evil 4 Remake came out as well. And then Xenoblade 3 came up with their expansion, Future Redeemed. We played a bunch of other games too. We finished Umineko Questions Arc and made it to Umineko Answers Arc, which is the second half of Umineko. Rain Code came out in the summer, which I was really looking forward to and didn't quite meet my expectations. Ghost Trick Remake came out. It was really, really fun. And, you can see a lot of the little games here, like What Remains of Edith Finch, or The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, Rock of Ages. A lot of, again, fun, short, little games that I want to share with you guys. I also played Soma, which was kind of my first horror game I streamed. Like, traditional horror game. I know I've streamed, like, I'm on Observation Duty 5, but Soma is kind of the first horror game I streamed. Aside from Resident Evil 4, which also came out this year. And again, like a game that I think has a really interesting story and I want to share with you guys. So I feel like I was branching out more. Instead of just being like the JRPG guy, I was branching out into more different genres, action games, strategy games, visual novels, which I've always kind of done, horror games, etc. So it was nice. Second part of the year, well, starting from August, we played a lot more games, so I had to break this up into January to July, then August to December to make the slides look nice. But again, I got my PS5, so we were able to play Final Fantasy 16 about 2 months after it actually came out. Fantastic game, amazing. Spider-Man 2 was coming out, so we played Spider-Man 1 to get ready for it, because I did stream that game before. I did play Spider-Man Miles Morales on my YouTube channel before, though, so we didn't need to go over that again. October was Scary Games Month. I wanted to play a whole bunch of shorter horror games during October while we waited for Spider-Man 2, and we got through a lot. And I tried to prioritize games that I think were kind of more interesting in the horror genre, or had a variety of different types of gameplay or different types of scares for a variety of different audiences, too. So I think that was really fun. I think I covered a lot of ground in playing those, and I'm excited to do something similar again next year. Star Ocean 2 Remake was also not something that was originally on my radar, and that came out, and I wasn't going to play it at first, but I saw how good it was, so I played it, and it was really fun. Although we spent a lot of time on it because we did 2 playthroughs, but I think it was worth it. Tales of Arise also unexpectedly came out with their expansion, Beyond the Dawn. Super Mario RPG was also something that was just announced this year and then just came out of nowhere. We did our Thankmas streams with Played Up and CalX. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising also came out and was really, really fun to stream. Again, even though I like fighting games, but I'm not particularly good at them. And then to get ready for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is coming out in about 2 months, we did Final Fantasy VII Episode Intermission, again, because now I have a PS5. So I think 2023 was a really good year for games. Like Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2 are two of the things at the top of my list. But even things like Resident Evil 4 or Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed or Grand Blue Versus were really, really, really fun. Here's my Twitch recap that Twitch sent me, and I'm not really sure when the cutoff date for this is. They sent it like a couple weeks ago, so I don't know how accurate this is for just 2023, but I did, according to them, 259 streams, and I gained 1.4 thousand subscribers, which is really, really awesome. Or followers, not subscribers, which I'm really grateful for. I didn't really think that many people would be coming by, and our community has expanded a bit, and we're seeing more other faces in the chat, which is really, really nice, and things are a bit more lively. So I'm very grateful for that. You can see my top categories are Fire Emblem and then Octopath. I did play those games for quite a while because they were long games. They're really fun. My top channel I watched was, of course, Atalia Kieran, an amazing friend of mine that I made this year, and he is fantastic. He inspires me. He teaches me a lot about streaming, and he's just a really, really fantastic friend. So I'm really glad. And other friends as well, like Lace, Lei, Aru, Remy. A lot of fun faces this year as well. I think it was a really good year for streaming in general. Now here's my Twitter follower chart that I pulled up from another statistic website. Now, I'm not really one to like follow numbers that much or put too much value, but it's kind of neat to see because at the beginning of the year I was still at about 5,000 followers, and now I'm at over 11,000, which is insane. I had a couple posts of mine get a lot of attention somewhere partway through the year, so you can see the spikes there, but it's kind of been a steady incline for a while, which is nice, like more eyes on my work and what I do. Of course, Twitter followers don't directly translate to Twitch followers or YouTube followers, but it's still kind of nice to be, having an audience or people that you can, share your stuff with, which I think is really, really cool. So thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Here's some other statistics and milestones that I kind of pulled up. I had to do a little bit of digging and a little bit of math to figure some of these out. Now, according to what I found out, I've done about 250 Twitch streams, and that's from like beginning of January to end of December. So it's a little bit different than their number because their cutoff date is earlier in December, I believe. And I think I calculated about 976 hours streamed on Twitch, which is a lot. I didn't really think that it was getting up that high. So and about 1,800 Twitch followers right now. So again, thank you so much for everyone that is supporting me and coming by. I really appreciate it. We did Thankmas again this year, charity stream around December time, and raised about $706 for charity, which was awesome. I also uploaded 472 YouTube videos this year. That's a lot. That's more than there are days in the year. And there were days that uploaded 2 or 3 videos at a time, mostly because we kept playing like a lot of short games, and I would take those and I would split those up into multiple videos, or for some games, I would take the long streams and then split them into 2 or 3 parts before uploading on YouTube. Now, I'm not really gonna stress over trying posting a new video every single day, because I know that's a good recipe for burnout. But like a lot of times I would want my videos uploaded consecutively, so all the thumbnails would be grouped together on the channel and look nice. But then maybe a new game would be coming out soon, and I want that game's videos to be posted on the day of the release. So then I would rush the uploads from the previous game to make sure they all get out in time and consecutively and have all the thumbnails matching before the next game came out. So sometimes it was just a product of that. So don't worry, I'm not overworking myself. We also got YouTube Partner this year. Now, YouTube actually changed the rules for Partner. Usually you need 1,000 followers to get YouTube Partner and get ads monetized. But they made it so that if you get 500, you get YouTube Partner, but you don't get monetized ads. You just get access to memberships, which I'm not using. But it's kind of neat to see that, that's being recognized as well. So maybe we'll get to 1,000 this year. We'll see. And again, we got over 11,000 Twitter followers, which I'm very, very grateful for. This artwork here is done by Black Dog, who is an amazing artist that I followed for a long time. I've commissioned him before, and it's my first time getting a picture of Kiro from him, and he was just very, very very nice to me. So I just want to shout him out here because I really like this picture too. Now, I was looking back because like last year I recounted all the collabs I did that year, and this year I was like, oh, I don't think I actually did that many collabs. But when I listed here, it seems like a lot more than I thought. Now, most of them are on my channel, although there are a few on other people's channels. I don't often get invited to do things, so when I do, I get really excited, and it's really, really humbling and nice to feel like I'm included. So we start off the year with Jackbox Party, and we did that on New Year's. It was really fun. It was like getting together a bunch of old friends that we don't usually have time to hang out together anymore, which was really, really nice. And then we did the same thing for my debut anniversary for Mario Party Superstars, which again was a really, really fun time. Now, Inazuma did a big group collab with Crab Game and Goose Goose Duck on his channel for his anniversary, and Nari also hosted a few Goose Goose Duck sessions with our big friend group, which was really fun. I think those games are really, really conducive to having like a large number of people, and of course, you could only play those games with a group of people. And if you don't know, Goose Goose Duck is basically a better version of Among Us. So a lot of laughs, a lot of fun there. So thank you guys for inviting me there. I also went on Drago's channel, Euro Unit B, and we finished the Great Ace Attorney on his channel, which is really, really fun. And I also invited Cassie for Monster Prom on my channel, and then we invited Kip for Monster Prom 2 with Cassie as well, which that game was really awesome. I didn't realize it had multiplayer until I was like looking into streaming it. So that was awesome. I did a lot of collabs with Kieran. Big surprise. My best friend, amazing guy. I'm just really, really humbled and really, really grateful to be meeting him this year and becoming such close friends with him. It feels like we've known each other for years, even though we've known each other for less than a year now. And in a way, it was almost like fate brought us together. But, I'm kind of at that time of my life where, I've had lots of friends throughout the times, online and offline, and some friendships last a long time and some of them fall apart, or you go your separate ways, and that's just a part of life, right? And I've kind of getting to the point where I'm used to that now, and I wasn't really sure if I would get to the point where I would meet someone else that I really, really connected with and become such good friends with. I thought that wouldn't really happen anymore at this stage of my life, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. Kieran's a great guy. If you don't know him, please go check him out. He's got a YouTube channel, he's got Twitter, he streams on Twitch. He's a professional voice actor as well. You can hear him in games like Fire Emblem Heroes and Genshin Impact. And he really inspires me to be a better person. Not just a better streamer, but a better person. But I also look up to him and I learn a lot from him as well. And he's super positive and fosters a really, really nice, optimistic community. So I really, really respect him too. In addition to just having similar tastes in games, we also just have a lot of similar ideas, similar outlooks on life, similar morals. So thank you, Kieran. Love you, man. We played so many games together. We did Great Ace Attorney on his channel. We did Aviary Attorney on my channel, To the Moon. We did an original character chat stream on his channel where people submitted their characters. We talked about their characters. We talked about our characters. It was really, really fun. Red and Fred on his channel. Kala X with him for Thankmas. So let's keep doing stuff together, bestie. Love you, man. We also... Remy invited me on his stream for anniversary. He did Zatsudans, where he invited different people to talk and chit-chat with him for a little bit, and it was quite fun. And then I invited him to play Gang Beasts on my channel, which was also a load of fun, so that was awesome. And we did Played Up with Lily again for Thankmas this year, which is always a fun time. Lily is hilarious and a longtime friend of mine, so that was fantastic. This artwork here you also saw from one of my beginning and end screens for the year by Kanegiwa, an amazing artist that I followed for a long time, so I was very, very grateful again to get a commission slot, and they did such a good job on drawing Hero and Kirby. Now, I also want to summarize some important events that happened this year, and at first I was having trouble coming up with stuff, but then as I listed them, more and more came to mind. So again, we start off the year with New Year's Jackbox, which is really, really fun. Again, just like having a bunch of friends together that don't normally get to hang out together. Becoming friends with Kieran was life-changing. Again, we haven't even known each other for a year, but it feels like we've known each other forever. And I'm just really, really grateful for all your support and positivity in my life. Lork Demper, who's a regular in my chat, I made him a mod this year. He's amazing. He's super fun. He has a great sense of humor, and I really trust him. And he's kind of my first mod, I would say, because I usually do most of my modding, and I gave mod permissions to a couple friends like Yule and Euro, mostly just because, like, oh, just in case you happen to be hopping by, no pressure. If you see something happening, or if you see someone raid, give them a shout out, or if you see someone being naughty in chat, you give them the boot. But it was my first time kind of like reaching out to someone, being like, hey, would you like to help me in moderation? And Lork is super fun. I've mentioned this a few times, but usually when I get close to finishing a game on stream, he'll usually send me some kind of like meme or motivational comic that he'll put together himself. With usually it's like characters from the game congratulating me or wishing me luck on finishing the game, but in like a meme kind of way with a lot of inside jokes that only people would really get from our channel if they watch like my streams or my let's plays of the video. So it always makes me smile, and he takes the extra time and the extra mile to go do that for me, which is really, really cool. So thank you, Lork. You're amazing. We also did our fight or flight streams this year, 2 of them. My kind of spin on Smash or Pass, which I think was really fun. Nice way to kind of get the community involved, get you guys to submit things. I love seeing people's original characters, so I think it's really fun, but it's not something I should overuse during the year. So a couple times a year probably, but I like to try more community type things where you guys submit stuff in the future. So look forward to that. I also traveled for the first time since COVID, really. Went to go see some friends I hadn't seen in a while, in a few years, so that was really, really nice. I got my second eye surgery, which I talked about in a previous video as well. Got a PS5 for Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2, which was so worth it. Those games were fantastic. We also finished Umineko, both Questions Arc and Answers Arc this year, which is, if you don't know, it's a really long visual novel. We spent like 140 hours on it in total. We read it a little bit every week. Sometimes my voice would be very tired at the end of it, but it was just such an emotional roller coaster. And it's a visual novel that doesn't have any gameplay really, besides reading. So I'm really grateful that people stuck around and actually got invested in the story. It was a very emotional conclusion. We did our horror game months in October, or horror game month in October, where we played a lot of shorter horror games. That was really fun. I'd like to do something again like that next year. We did Thankmas as well, charity fundraiser in December, which I always love being a part of. And I also became friends with Onerio, who is an amazing artist on Twitter. You can see his art here that he gifted me and surprised me. He did an amazing job. I've always looked up to him for a long time. He draws amazing art, but he has some really interesting original characters. And just becoming closer with him, we've been chit-chatting, and he's just been so supportive, and he's interested in like learning more about my original characters. And I talked about how I want to do more art in the upcoming year, and he's been really encouraging me and supporting me. So I really, really appreciate that. I really, really feel like 2024 is going to be my year to do some art. So that is in no small part thanks to you. So thank you, Onerio. You're a really cool guy. Next year's goals, I want to draw more, which I already kind of said. My main purpose is I want to be able to draw my original characters more and develop them more. I have some original characters that are in my head that don't have a physical form yet, so I'd like to kind of hash that out. Got to get back into drawing, start back from the basics, and just get comfortable with it. Hopefully, maybe get to the point where maybe I can do it on stream, but at the moment, I don't feel comfortable doing that, mostly because I get sidetracked so easily. I need to develop discipline, set aside a day or two every week and just sit down and draw, whether I feel like it or not, and just go for it. Even if the thing doesn't turn out perfect, just to say that I was working on developing that skill again. It's been a while since I've really done actual drawing, and every year I say I'm going to get back into it, so this year, I'm going to make it my year. I also want to try new streaming formats. We did a few more chatting streams this year. We did the tier list streams. We did the fight or flight streams. I'd like to try more different formats to kind of get people involved, kind of build more community kind of stuff. Also like new video formats as well. I want to do more talking videos where I just talk about stuff or rank stuff or whatever, not videos that are just pieces of my streams posted on YouTube. So look forward to that. We'll see if I have the time for that. It is a bit of a commitment, but I want to branch out and try new things. And, I've really been inspired to try to build more community this year. I know that I've been, I have a very specific idea in mind when I'm handling community and like the way I go about it. And I've been a bit hesitant to be pushing it a little bit too far for a variety of personal reasons. But I think this year, I want to give it a try, but I also want to stay genuine to myself and continue doing what I'm doing because I like what I'm doing. I'm not saying the format I'm doing is wrong or unenjoyable, but trying new things is good. And getting more people on board and making more people feel included is also good as well, to build that safe space for a variety of different people as well. I also want to exercise more. A lot of people say this for the New Year's, and I say it a lot to myself, and I don't always keep it up, but I've been really motivated to, self improve. And I think, happy body, happy mind makes you feel good. So we're going to make 2024 our year. On that note, thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for coming to my streams. Thank you so much for interacting with me on Twitter. I really, really appreciate it. Every single one of you. It really motivates me to do a better job and keep going and go forward. So 2023 has been a great year. Great games, great friends, great progress, I would say. So, and this artwork here is by Sancho, who is a great artist as well, who started streaming, and they've been very supportive, very kind. They've drawn Kiro a few times, as well as a few of my other original characters, and I think they just do such a good job. So I want to put this here because this artwork we actually got towards the end of 2022. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a great new year. Bye-bye.